Hey everybody, welcome back to Runaway Roses. This week we're camping at the beach.
That's right, we got here and our refrigerator broke on day one. So how do we fix it? Stay tuned. So first off, this is our 5th time using this camper, and the past 4 times that we've been camping in it, this refrigerator has been great. But we got down here for a week-long trip, and day one our refrigerator died. That night we got down here, so it had been fine traveling all the way down here, and actually over 100-degree heat. We got here, refrigerator was cold, freezer was frozen, and everything was good. So we went to plug in the camper. I can't blame it on this, but I don't know what else would have maybe caused this. But this particular campground only has 50 amp plug, so we had to use a reducer down to 30 amp. And so I plugged it in as I normally would, and all of a sudden Carla came out and said, we have a problem, our refrigerator doesn't work. So we started to look into it and trying to figure it out, and we're troubleshooting, looking at the paperwork. So, but the first thing I did was come out here and and make sure that the plug, there's a plug up here, it's got a reset button, a GFCI switch. Basically the refrigerator was not getting any power at all, not 12 volt or 120 volt. So, which was very odd. So it wasn't working on gas or electricity.
None of the lights were on the power.
And there were no lights on the switch inside on the refrigerator. So we're trying to figure it out. And we are getting power to the plug, so we know that was good. We even plugged a fan in there just to double check. Check the breaker inside. The breaker was fine because we're obviously getting power to that. Check the fuses inside. Everything looked good. So then we came out here, and started kind of checking around, looking at the electronic panel in here, the circuit board. And if you come over here, and here, this is it's this cover. I'm gonna pull this off. It actually unclips just to show you. So that's what the circuit board looks like in there. And then we did notice there's a fuse here, and I pulled that fuse out, checked it. It was fine. It looked fine. It's a real thin fuse. So just to double check, I went ahead and put an ohm meter on there, with and without it being in that slot. So I check for continuity on this little fuse. Check the ohmage on it. It was fine. We were getting continuity through it. So we're still trying to figure out, well, what else could it be then? So I did check the right here is the 12 volt power coming into it. So I checked that, the 12 volt power here. We're getting 12 volts here. We're getting 120 volts at the plug. All right, checking the 12 volt. DC 13.63. So that's how much the converter's sending to the back of the refrigerator at the moment. Like, well, what else could it be? Just could not find any other fuses. Some of the other models have an extra fuse over here. Ours does not. So all the fuses inside, breaker inside, fuse outside, everything looks good, and we're getting no power to this refrigerator. So long story short, we got very frustrated that evening, and it was blazing hot out here. It's humid, just sweating. Basically spent a couple hours out here just trying to figure out what's going on with this. So we ended up going to Walmart. We bought a cooler, took everything out of the fridge, put it in the cooler, got a bunch of ice, and just so that we could try to figure out what we're going to do, because we're going to be here for a week. So, and then not having the refrigerator is going to be awfully frustrating, right?
Todd was ready to leave.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to leave quite yet, but it was getting very frustrating as to what we were going to do. And so slept on it that night. The next morning, started doing some more research on it, and I found a video. I don't remember the person's channel. I'll try to find it, and if I can, I'll put a link in below, because he was very informative. But basically, after I checked all that, what I found out was, if you take out this panel here, which there are just 3 screws. Let me take that panel out and show you. So over here, there is some sort of like a little breaker switch, and there's a little black button in the middle. and that little black button will pop out about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. And see these wires, one of them, if you go back over to the 12 volt, one of the red wires runs directly over here, and then it goes through that and then back out to the circuit board. So basically that circuit board needs 12 volts in order for it to function at all, and in order for it to even run on 120. So for some reason this little breaker had tripped. So all I did was I just took this little pointer here and I just pushed on it, and it just went right back in and reset it. And as soon as that breaker was working again, it got power to the refrigerator, got the 12 volts, and the refrigerator just started working again, no problem. Freezer got cold right away, and the refrigerator started to get cold. Part of it was my fault. For the next day, I actually put a fan back here to help it cool down, because it's in the mid to upper 90s, and that day. So and the refrigerator is only getting to about 47 to 49 degrees inside. So this particular refrigerator vents out the top. Some of them that vent off the side, they have a vent lower and an upper vent on the side. Some of those we have actually put fans in before, and it helped them stay cooler and help the refrigerator stay cooler, because there's really just not much circulation in those other style double side vents. But this one has a roof vent, so all the heat was going straight up and out. So I put the fan back here, and the refrigerator just wasn't getting down to where it needed to be to cool. So the next day I was like, well, maybe it's just not getting hot enough, because this ammonia in the lines, it's got to heat up enough for the unit to get cold in the refrigerator. So I took the fan back out, and the refrigerator went right back down to 37, 38 degrees, and it's been great ever since. So it's been a couple days now, and the refrigerator's staying in the mid to upper 30s.
We took out the thermistor thinking that's what it was.
Yeah, we did check the thermistor thinking that, if the thermistor goes bad, the temperature will go up in the refrigerator. So I unplugged it in the back, and we left it out, and it did actually start to cool down a little bit, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it. We plugged it back in, I took the fan out, and it's been working great ever since. So since it was so odd that there was just getting no power to the refrigerator, I definitely wanted to point out this little switch here, because that could so easily be the problem for other people, and you're looking at other issues and not having any idea that it's that one little simple little button behind this panel that'll give you power back to your refrigerator. But if you are getting power to your refrigerator, and let's say your control panel inside's not working and you're not sure, this plug right here, top left corner of the circuit panel, this one goes back to the control panel on the top of the refrigerator inside with your controls on it. And on this one, there's a bottom one here, so it's separate with the brown and blue wire that goes to the thermistor that goes inside. So basically these kind of help control the refrigerator. And now this is a Dometic refrigerator. This is a CU626 A, but basically most of the Dometic refrigerators all look and function just about the same. So the circuit panel may be a little different, but they're all pretty much real close. So that's kind of just the basics of the layout of this refrigerator. But if you're not getting power, make sure you check for this little button. So
It'll save the day.
Yeah, it'll save the day, save the camping trip. So because I thought we were gonna have to, I thought it was done there for a minute, like if something was really bad it was just completely done. But it's something as simple as that little button, clicked it, came right back on, and we've been good all week.
And that's how we fixed our refrigerator issue. If you have a problem where you're not getting power to your fridge and you're troubleshooting it, just remember it could be something as simple as pushing a hidden button behind a panel. So we hope this information helps you guys if you're ever in that situation. And now we're gonna go enjoy some time at the beach. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Runaway Roses. Bye-bye.